Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Ryan and Degenerate Passive Income coming to you this evening on a Wednesday for an AMA with the one and only Grover 321, the legend from the Plasma Group and all the other groups. He's the math wizard that does all our calculations and things of that nature. And we're talking about LSteak. We had the pre-launch closed about 10 days ago, and we were successful. We raised about $100,000, which is kind of like the medium line for what we wanted. Always, more would always be better, but you know what? We can't beggars can't be choosers. So we did good. We did excellent. Everybody's happy.
We did good, and it also enabled us to have about 80K of launch liquidity, which for realistically for just about any project's a good amount. A good amount.
Right, exactly. And we're going to talk about LSteak. I want to talk about we're going to talk about if you decide to go into LSteak at launch, where the money's going to go, how much goes where, just the whole protocol. So if you have any questions, guys, please ask them in the chat. If you have any questions afterwards, the link for the Telegram group is in the chat, guys. Go in there. Grover's always in there. He'll answer your questions. He will do his best to do all that. So with that said, Grover, thanks for taking the time with me. And I know you're satisfied with the pre-launch investment. Where are we at with things? Are we launching on time? Is it a little delayed, or what's the situation?
Well, obviously, really happy with how we went with pre-launch. Just a hair under 100K, and as I mentioned, 80K of launch liquidity, which is a really solid start for any project. We've had a little bit of a delay with heading towards launch, but last night we polished off all of the requirements to be able to send everything off to audits. So that'll be happening as soon as the dev wakes up today. Unfortunately, that most likely will mean that we are probably not the first week of March, but maybe the second week of March. These things happen, as you know, devs be deving and so on. But that's not too much of a delay.
Right. Yeah. And that would be like March 8th to the 14th, guys. Somewhere in there. That's not guaranteed here, but so just keep that in mind. So while we're talking about audits, who is doing the audit, Grover? And are they reputable? Are they some fly-by-night thing, or who's doing that?
Audits are being done by 33 Audits, which are a medium-tier auditing company. They have done quite a number of audits. I believe they've done some for DexFi. They've done a whole heap of ones for the EMP ecosystem, including Plasm, including Fortune Fi. I believe they've done EarnFi. They regularly compete in auditing competitions, outranking quite a number of the larger projects by finding bugs that other projects don't. They're really good quality mid-tier auditors. So that's who we'll be going through. And obviously, we're having 100% transparency with links and so forth to contracts that have funds in them. So same as everything with EMP and everything under the EMP umbrella, 100% transparency, 100% above board and on-chain verifiable.
And that's, I keep preaching this in every single one of my videos and every single AMA I do, guys. Like, this isn't 2021, 22 anymore. People aren't just blindly, people are, because obviously you've seen my videos. People are blindly throwing money at 100% Ponzi schemes with CEOs and founders that have fake AI voices, some wearing masks, showing up at events with bodyguards. And these people are nobodies, okay? They're hired actors. And, we're past that, because none of those protocols, you can't talk to the founder, which is in front of you right now of this protocol, guys. You can't talk to the founders. They don't have live AMAs every single week. We're going to continue to do these, guys. Okay. Once this launches, we're not going to be like, oh, okay, we're launched. We're going to sit back and, do whatever. No, it doesn't work like that. We keep building, we keep grinding. And I'm sure Grover will go into things about, what the future holds for LSteak and what's going to be brought up. And maybe he'll give us a little alpha on something, but it's things like that you have to look at. You can't be, blindly sending your crypto to Ponzi schemes like that with massive referral systems. There is zero referral systems with this, guys. So if you're an MLM or a network marketer, I mean, you guys are already out. You're not even looking at this because you guys rely on referral money coming in. You have zero money in it yourselves. You get paid by the devs and the founders to make the video, and then you make your money off the referrals. We've all seen this. I used to be one of those people, guys. Okay, I don't do that anymore. I wish I would have started. And but now I'm here, and I only work with things under the EMP umbrella. I refuse to work with anybody else. I could have made $50,000 in the last 6 months promoting garbage protocols. Okay, and that's good money. But you know what? It's not worth it because I know what's going to happen in the end. You're going to get wrecked, and I don't want to do that to you guys. So this is where we're at. LSteak. We got a little. We got the dashboard pulled up here. Well, not the dashboard, but this is the main website. And maybe you want to walk us through this.
Just one quick moment, Ryan, while we're having a chat about security. I'd like to bring up one thing. We've had a couple of copycats groups for LSteak protocol pop up on Telegram. Be aware, be safe, only use the correct links. And if you do find a copycats group, please report it. Please report it. That's the way that we can all keep safe, all keep things legit, and all make sure that no one loses money unnecessarily. Yeah.
Right. Me or Grover or AJ or anybody else involved, guys, will never DM you. Okay. I don't care if they have the same profiles, the same names, the same pictures. It is not us. So just remember that, please. Keep your keys, your wallet safe. Safety is number one. We don't want anybody losing any crypto. We'll never ask for keys. We'll never ask for money. It's always going to be in the chat, or we're going to be live with you guys. And if you're wondering, just put it in the chat. Hey, Grover, or hey, Ryan, did you DM me? The answer is going to be no. But if you need to know that bad, ask in the chat, and then we can say, no, it wasn't. Delete, and then we'll get them out of the group.
Better to be safe than sorry. If you're unsure at all, always check. And as I said, if you find copycat groups, those types of things, report them. That's the way that they get removed. That's the way that we stay on top of them.
Exactly. Yes. With that said, and while we're on security, obviously we already talked about 33 audits doing the audit. Who is holding the keys for the wallets, Grover, and things of that nature?
We have for anything that is for anything that can change anything or access funds. We have three. We have three people on multi-sig. There's me, there's AJ, and there's John, who you may know as the developer of Fusion Watch. He's my right hand man in a lot of things, and is well known in the EMP groups.
Okay.
There are also a variety of five people that have the ability to activate the emergency pause system. Three of these people have no access to any administrative rights at all. They can't change anything. They can't do anything. They are only basically there to be able to go, holy shit! If there's some, heaven forbid, some exploit, they can hit the pause button and stop things. That's all they can do. They also are under strict written contract of what constitutes an ability or reason to pause, and the pause system can't go for more than 72 hours. It's not an indefinite pause.
Okay, and maybe while we're talking about the pause, Grover, what would constitute a pause or someone pushing that button? Like, give an example.
First of all, the obvious one is an exploit. Something that is an obvious exploit that's for whatever reasons is draining the backing, is doing something along those lines. A functional catastrophic event. All right. That is the foundation of what constitutes a pause event. It has to be a functional catastrophic event. Things that do not require a pause, simply because the system's designed to either survive it or actually utilize it to our benefit. market downturns, black swan events, any type of market condition does not constitute a reason to pause the system, because it is simply designed to be able to either survive it or take advantage of it. The only thing that constitutes a pause is a catastrophic event that's mechanical, that's contractual, or that's type of thing, or heaven forbid, a chain event where the chain's hacked. We can automatically pause everything, so that's we're not affected by that event.
Perfect. And while we're talking about that type of thing, I mean, let's just switch gears here. So, and I don't know if we've ever even asked this on any other AMA, but now is as good as time as any. Why LSteak? What was your idea behind it, Grover? Did you have a dream and wake up one morning? Oh yeah, I need to do this. Like what brought it up, and how did it come about?
Well, basically, it got to the stage. I mean, like the only people that were developing things with any long-term mindset were DexFi and EMP, right? And it got to the stage where I was just getting so annoyed with seeing so many projects design systems that only work on when the market's going good, that have no guardrails for if something goes wrong, that don't take into consideration that most of the time the market isn't in your favor. I mean, like, let's be real. The crypto can be very brutal, and it's not always up and to the right. There are lots of volatility. There's lots of downturns. There's lots of those times. So I decided, well, let's build a project that actually acknowledges that, builds for that, and designs for the bad times, because every project goes well in the good times, right? It's not hard.
Oh, we lost you there, Grover.
Am I back?
You're back, yes.
That survives or grows.
You might have to turn your video off again, Grover, I
think I might have to turn my video off again. I do apologize, guys. There is a bit of bad wind here, and it looks like there may be a storm brewing, so you won't get to see my pretty face any longer. By the way, thank you very much for the merchandise. It looks absolutely brilliant. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I want a red hat. So Scott, if you're watching, like, I don't know what I'm doing with the gray one. I appreciate that, but I'll take a red one if you got an extra.
Okay. Well, just to keep things going nicely, I'm going to turn off my video. I do apologize, but weather is turning against me here. It is kind of like that here in the subtropics. You get bad weather constantly during this time of the year.
Right.
Okay. Okay, you should still be able to hear me.
Yes.
Oh, sweet. So what was I waffling on about? Why I designed LSteak.
Yeah.
Basically, I got fed up with seeing myself and others losing money or putting good money after bad on projects that just didn't recognize that the times aren't always good, that you have to have things in place to try and safeguard your investors from these things. And that's how I look at it. I am responsible for helping the investors keep their money safe. So I take great responsibility in making sure that the system is as robust as it can be. Okay.
So now we know that how it came up. What the idea you had. So when I've heard you say it many times. So we built this so it would be, work in the downturn and in the bear market. Can you tell us how that works? Like, how am I making money when the market's going in the toilet with LSteak?
Yep. And I think I'm back again. Well, we're back. Whoever went out. Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, I was saying you always say, well, we can make money in the downturn as well. That's why I built this protocol. Tell me how Hey, tell me how that LSteak makes money in the downturn.
Well, I would like to clarify. I would like to clarify that's not so much making money, but building strength in the downturns. Downturns. Everyone says it's. Everyone says it's buy the fear, sell the greed, but no one designs a project that actually does that. Right. It's in the bad times. It's compounding and DCAing and building the backbone of the system as it goes. It's increasing the number. It's able to increase the number of bonds per price while we're going down. Potential for
We lost you again, Grover.
and I'm back.
There you are.
It's utilizing things like buy and burns, POL increases, and in the areas where it doesn't affect anyone. The internal transaction is where it takes advantage of arbitration differences to buy and burn to increase POL. That's where all of these things are done. And I've also enabled its.
Well, it must be storming there or something. Are you there, Grover? Are you there, Grover? Or did we get totally disconnected? Well, until we hear back from him, guys, here is a sneak peek at the dashboard. I'm glad it's black. Black's my favorite color. Stop chasing yield, start accumulating value. Most staking protocols print tokens to pay you. LSteak grows value per token by enforcing full backing, no emissions, no dilutions. Full backing, ladies and gentlemen, is backing from, because remember, 15% of everything gets backed by gold, Bitcoin, and Ethereum, and eventually probably silver. So that's very important to have a backing as well. Everything will always be 100% collateralized, just like we do in DexFi and Bernard bonds. Everything is 100% collateralized. There's always money. The funds are always sitting there if someone wants to exit and things of that nature, right? So, you know, that's super important too. I'm going to try get Grover back in here. Let me see. Okay, are you there?
Yeah, I'm back.
All right. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I was just talking about the while you were gone, I was just talking about just showed the web there real quick, the website, and then I was talking about the 15% that backing by gold, Bitcoin, and Ethereum.
That's right. And again, that's another reason, another thing that I brought in. That I was looking at all other projects, even ones that have 100% backing. They aren't taking into consideration that they need some type of hedge against negative, against markets macro market downturns. And gold is a prime example. That's why it's in there. It's outside the crypto market, and when times are bad, gold goes up. That's why it's in there. It's a hedge against downturn, which means that the loss of value is less. Obviously, you can't.
We lost him again. Oh boy, that must be some bad weather over there.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit of wind out there tonight, today. So that's probably the reason. that probably is the reason.
Okay, so where were we at again? Oh, the gold backing and stuff like that.
Gold backing and hedge. That gives us the ability to cushion the blow in the downturns. And there's the other projects just aren't looking at the. They seem to just look at it from a, yeah, we'll make a cool idea point of view, which is great. But they also need to look at it from a realistic financial point of view. And 90% of projects, if they had a financial advisor come and look at it, they'd go, well, what's your hedge? Where are your guardrails against downturn, and all of that type of thing, because they simply just look at the idea and design for the idea, not for the real market and what actually happens. Yes, it does make the project boring and not huge, massive green candles. But let's be real. What would you rather? A risk of losing a massive amount, or over time earning a lot more?
Exactly, and that's what we need to stress here, guys. This isn't get rich quick. This is get wealthy slow. Okay, like this is not something like Grover said. Green candles, rainbows, and unicorns every day, and this is going to be boring. Boring is good. Okay. Boring is what most of you have in your 401k. Okay, that's boring money to me.
Exactly. Finance institutions. If you go to any financial advisor, I'm not saying I'm a financial advisor. I will make sure that is very clear. But I guarantee you go to a financial advisor, and they will be extremely averse to anything that is high risk, right? And go, well, you want boring, you want constant gains, you want constant building of back. Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, the wind's shocking out there. The trees are like swaying really bad. But yes, you want things that's over time. I mean, like it's the case of, would you rather $1,000 now or $1 over 2,000 days?
Right. Yeah, exactly. And maybe we should talk about that a little bit. We talked about backing, and we're talking about tokens now. You're going to be able to mint, buy LSteak and mint tokens. So when people hear the word tokens, they're like, "Oh my God, this token! We're dependent on token price, and it could go to zero, and it could be this and that." I mean, that's not what this is. I mean, what is the LSteak token?
The LSteak token is a representation of ownership of backed assets, and that asset is bonds and hedge. Right. Each LSteak token represents a portion, a share of that backing. Right. Now, that backing, in order to prevent bank run scenarios, isn't directly redeemable. So that means that it's always a value goes in scenario. Exiting is via the market. So yes, it does incur slippage, but that also enables the system to continually be growing, so it rewards staying in the project. You can still exit. No one's stopping you exiting. It just means that you're subject to standard market movement on exit. That's the LSteak token. Then you have LSteak, the extra layer. This is an optional layer where you can then stake your LSteak. Right, you get an XL token in return, and because the yield is also buying more LSteak and putting it behind it and backing more of it, what happens is you start with, let's say, one LSteak, the backing and given an extra layer token, an XL token. That XL token is initially worth one LSteak. As backing continually is put behind it, that XL token then increases how many tokens you get in return when you redeem it. Right? XL tokens aren't a market sell. They are a true redeem, right? You're not incurring market slippage. You're not incurring slippage or anything like that. If you redeem your token, you get the number that it says that it says it's worth. So if after a month it's worth 1.5 LSteak and you started with 1, when you redeem it, you get 1.5 LSteak in return and have made that a real increase in value.
Okay. So that when this thing launches, obviously it's 1-to-1 with USDC. What can you buy the LSteak token with at launch?
You can buy the LSteak token with ETH, right? We're to minimize slippage. We've got it buying with. It also decouples us from any macro markets conditions where, for example, if there is massive
Oh, we lost you again. You there? You there, Grover? Okay, Grover's gone again. Well, oh, there you are.
As I said, you should see the trees here. I was saying it's Ethereum in. It is valued at USDC, and at launch, the launch price will be one LSteak is worth $1.
Okay, but you buy it with ETH on base.
ETH on base.
Okay, perfect. And it's 1-to-1.
It's it starts. After that, then the market value of the underlying assets do change. God, it is really being a pain today. It is really being a pain today.
Okay, there you are. All right. So 1-to-1, ETH on base for purchase, and then you can either just hold or you stake it.
You can hold that, and it will increase in backing density because it's constantly compounding into the backing, so that there's more backing behind it. But the XL token is a multiplier. All right. So there's no penalty, there's no taxes, there's no nothing. There's no reason not to stake it into the XL token, and it acts as a multiplier on your gains.
Okay, so when you say that, so it makes no sense not to stake it. Like if you're going to buy it, you just will stake it.
Yeah, if you're going to buy it, you may as well stake it. I mean, like there's no tax, there's no fees, there's anything to.
Okay, so if you're there, I'm not sure if you are. There you are. When you stake it,
yes.
Is there like a lockup of like a 30 days?
No luck. There is no penalty, no friction at all to stake. Right. What happens is you stake it and you get the current redemption ratio of its in quantity of XL stake. Right. So if that at launch, that'll be 1-to-1. But if you come in later, that might be 1-to-2. So if you will need 2 LSteak to get 1 XL.
Okay. Okay, so that makes sense. So launch 1-to-1, and then you could stake it. No lockups.
No fee on exit or entry, and so forth. Basically, the only friction is the gas you have to pay to do it. Right. And okay, so another question. We all know that
anything, you know, whatever gets bought in LSteak, I think it's about 80%. If you buy an LSteak, 80 cents of that, or maybe we should put $1. We'll start with $100 because then that's easy now.
Start with $100. Obviously, any project needs to cover costs. So out of that $100, 5% fixed. That is a fixed with anything that's a fixed is what the Treasury takes to cover costs and so forth. All right. So then what happens is $85 goes into buying bonds, and $10 goes into the hedge. All right. Those values can be changed, but they're within boundaries. Right. The amount that buys bonds can go as low as 80% and as high as 90%. The amount that goes towards the hedge can go as low as 5% and as high as 15%. Again, they are bounded ranges, so they're not going to drastically affect anything. It doesn't rebalance automatically. It is a change that enables us. Again, with multi-sig, it's not like someone can go in one day and things are changed. It actually takes a multi-sig to do. Can go in and say, okay, we've got enough stability. We can now focus on building our bonds, and just make those slight changes to or stuff things up. It's just enables that little bit of optimization.
Okay. So that makes sense. So when 80%, 15, and 80 to 85, and then 5 to 15, and then 5% for the developer, pretty much the developer fee, 5% fixed. So now we know that part. What about we talked about the backing. We talked about the coin. What about are you there, Grover, right now? Are you still off?
I tell you, sometimes I think I should get Elon to give me a discount.
Okay, you're back.
I'm back.
Okay. I was just asking, now that we know we're all, you know, where the cut of everything goes, what I forgot I was going to ask now. I'm reading it right now as I was waiting for you, Grover. I went over and clicked in the Plasm group, and there's people in there talking about the contributions and the cost of it and things like that. Now, we got to talk about LSAS a little bit and what that's going to do for Plasm holders. Is it better just to hold your Plasm? Is it better than how is liquid staking as a service going to help the people that are holding Plasm instead of going into easy mode, losing 60% of their bag?
Okay. First of all, what LSAS enables is Plasm to have a single stake option that is Plasm in, Plasm out. All right. No holding period, none of that. All right. So you've got a liquid version of Plasm, which you are then basically single staking. All right. You can take it out at any time if you decide, oh, sweet, I can now afford to put it back into the Plasm system. So it's designed to enable liquid staking for any project or any coin. All right. That means that you can go in there, you stake however many Plasm it is, right? It then over time converts the value of that Plasm into the yield bearing the yield bearing engine, which is bonds. Right. There is no need for a hedge in this part of the system, so the yield bearing engine is bonds. There is again there is a 5% take on that entry. It doesn't affect the user. You still get your a relative amount of XL tokens in return, and it transfers the value of those tokens into that yield engine over time, so it doesn't dump the price of LSteak or Plasm. You go in with Plasm, you come out with more Plasm. That's it in a nutshell.
Okay, and there's no guarantee of how much or
There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee of yield. Even with LSteak, I'm not guaranteeing yield. I'm not guaranteeing percentages. I won't do it because I can't do it. I'm not going to guarantee massive yield. It will. What I can guarantee is that you will go in and you'll enter with more because it's mathematically guaranteed to go up. There's no method where backing value gets reduced.
okay. Okay, so plasm in, plasm out, no lockup, just a little bit of slippage, probably maybe 2-3%, whatever that would be. And and that's the next question too. A lot of people ask me in the DMs and in just conversation. If it's using Bernard Bonds, which is an amazing protocol, it's paying like 90% APR right now. Why not just buy Bernard Bonds? Like, why even mess around?
Well, first of all, with LSAS, that would mean you'd have to sell your plasm.
Right.
As far as LSAS is concerned, that means that you would have to sell your plasm to get into bonds. This enables you to go plasm in, plasm out, and use bonds yield.
Right. Okay, I should have asked that question. We were talking about LSteak, I guess. Why buy the LSteak token?
That's fair enough. I mean, like bonds, they are a great product. I'm not saying they are not, but let's be real. They are a yield-only product. They're not designed for you to be rapidly trading them, to be going in and out of them. They're designed so you go, right, I buy 10 bonds today and just leave them there and take the yield. Right? LSteak immediately gives you and have liquidity. You can put in $1,000 that might buy you 10 bonds, and you can then withdraw a fraction of that amount at any time. Unlike with bonds, right? With bonds, you have to withdraw or redeem one bond at a time, and you incur 10%. You incur 10% for doing so. Right? This way, you can go in with any amounts, you can take out any amounts and leave the remainder still earning you money, right? That's what doesn't happen with bonds. If you put in $1,000 and you have to take out one, it brings you down to $900 and you're only earning on those $900, but you may have only needed $50, right? So there's $50 that's no longer earning you money, right? With LSteak, you can go, oh, I only want $50. You withdraw you withdraw your $50. You haven't incurred your 10% fee, and $950 worth is still earning you yield.
Right.
You do obviously, because it is a market transaction. There is also slippage. Right. Obviously, depending on the size of the withdrawal, that will depend on slippage. That's just how the market works. But as a general rule, unless you're withdrawing massive amounts, the slippage will be less than the actual 10%.
Right. Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense because and that's my answer to them. But I want them to hear it from you. Like you said, not that bonds are, it's an excellent thing, and we're using them for revenue, obviously, and so, I mean, that's good. That's part of the whole EMP umbrella, guys. That helps out Bernard Bonds. It helps out DexFi. It helps out everything up above. Plasm, obviously, now with the with your option to stake your plasm in and out. No more paying contribution fees.
The other thing is, in all honesty, it's an investment option. If you're fine with just having funds sitting there earning you yield, bonds are great. Sure, if that's what you're after, and you don't need liquidity, I'm not. That is a great option. And in all honesty, doing that actually does help LSteak. It helps it helps with capital efficiency, and it helps the bonds work more efficiently. So people that choose to just invest in bonds actually help LSteak in the long run. Right. It's not detrimental to LSteak at all. LSteak doesn't require any investment to work. If after launch no one else invested, it would still work. It would still keep on generating generating the yield. It will still keep on building the backing. It will still keep on making the XL token more a higher redemption ratio. We don't require that. That's one of the beauty of part of the beauty of require constant influx of funds to work. It just works.
Right. Exactly. And that's what, that is the beauty. Like you said, that is the beautiful part about it. That it could stop. We could have nobody deposit at launch, and we still out. Whoever is in pre-launch, they're going to be reaping the benefits. Obviously, is what you're saying.
Exactly. I mean, like it doesn't require volume to work, and that's part of how I designed it. 90% of projects require volume. They require constant interaction. They could require constant monitoring. Right? LSteak, you can enter it. You can come back a month and have a look at and have a look at it if that's what you wish to do. It doesn't require constant interaction. It doesn't require constant deposits for it to work.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people are looking for. Some people, who are even people in Plasm, they have 77 stakes, so they have to go and interact with the contract every day. I have one huge one, and I think it's too much work to come back in 77 days to do it. So, but I'm just lazy. So I want a Ronco food dehydrator, set it and forget it, just like I do with bonds. I come once a month and I redeem my USDC, and I probably most of the time I just compound back in, swap it over to ETH and go back in with that amount, or I'll take some profit and compound some. I just want something that I don't worry about. I log in once a week, once a month, whatever it is, and I'll be like, oh, okay, now it's worth, like you said, 1.1, 1.2, and a lot. I think that's what a lot of people are looking for these days.
That's one of the other advantages of LSteak. It's automatically doing the compounding for you. So, I mean, like, yes, bonds are great, but you still have to come in at some points just to compound, right? And it's not just compound, and it's compounding every 10 minutes, right? Frequency of compound matters, right? If you're only compounding monthly, you're only increasing the compound curve every month. LSteak is doing it every 10 minutes. At launch, just the yield. If we maintain this, the yield of the bonds, we'll be looking at around about 5 to 10 bonds. It will be burning. It will be minting a day and compounding back into the system, which is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. I mean, that's when and it starts building after month after month after month. I mean, that just gets exponential over time, and sooner or later you're at 20, 30 bonds a day, and my goodness, you're at a ton of money, and
it's I mean, like compounding is a very rapid way to increase your earnings, and if you're compounding frequently, it increases that exponentially. With bonds, if you're just in bonds, you physically, unless you're doing have a massive amount of bonds, you can't really compound every day. You have to be earning enough to be able to pay for a day, because all of this is in one system. It's automatically got more than enough yields to be able to be compounding every 10 minutes and constantly building up the yield, and constantly making it so it's compounding more bonds. Just the system that's designed to constantly build and build and build and take advantages of all those economic systems that big finance use to your advantage.
Right, exactly, and that's the thing. I'm the whole you would need approximately 325 bonds right now to compound a new bond every single day. That's pretty much the math. I did the math today for some reason. I was thinking about it, but about 325 bonds is going to get you at today's APR. That's going to get you another bond per day. And I think on launch, Grover? Is it about 60,000 worth of bonds it's going to buy? Was that the number?
It's around that mark. I don't have the exact figure on in front of me, but it's around about 60K worth of bonds on launch.
So that's 1,500 bonds about.
Yeah, that's nothing to sneeze. That's nothing to sneeze at, and that's a really strong starting point, and it means that we're jumping straight into a good compounding curve.
Right, because 1,500 bonds is going to give you. Oh boy, that's it's going to be compounding 4 bonds a day.
Yep, 4 pounds.
Pretty much.
Pretty much 4 bonds a day, and that doesn't take long for that to make it even bigger at all.
Right.
Add on top of that, even just marginal growth of like $1,000 a day, and that's most definitely achievable. And again, compounding curve increases dramatically.
Exactly, and that's what people have to think about. I see our favorite guy Joseph Pegram is in here. He's busting my balls. It's only 5 minutes of work for the day to do your plasm. Not that hard, Ryan. I get it. I'm just that lazy, Joseph. Come on now. I don't want to have to go to something every single day, but that's just me. I respect the people who have 77-day stakes. You're the smart ones. You know what?
Right.
Depending on how the market was going to go, because I did the math. Depending on the market, how it went, I could have ended up being better off than the people having 77-day stakes. Right? It all depends on the market. I didn't want to deal with it. I've got one huge stake, and that's where I'm at. Yeah,
it's it's all about how you wish to invest, and we're offering another product which enables you to have. I don't like saying safe, but because there's nothing that's really safe in crypto, but a relatively safe investment that you can just leave and come back when you need to utilize the money.
Right. Exactly. And that's what I think that's what people are looking for, at least me. And well, I mean, people are looking for a place to stake their plasm, Grover, to be honest. I think that's probably going to be, say we launch the second week of March. Do you think you'll have it ready by April 1, or what are you thinking for that?
We're actually about to be starting on the development of the LSAS module. That'll be starting in the next couple of days. It's not a huge add-on, so the development of that won't take a terrible lot of time. But purely from a systems point of view, I wish we're going to wait 30 days after launch before we drop that. That enables us to have data on how everything's operating, make sure that the system's working stably before we add another variable. Because I don't want to rush things and cause things to go haywire. I want to know that everything's stable, and when I add the next module, that's when we go, okay, it's safe to do this. We will then monitor the Excel Plasm LSAS module for around about 14 days, and then we'll be able to add the eShare module.
Right. Yeah, eShare. Well, that was the next one I was going to ask you about. Yes. And that's all about, this plasm and this liquid staking, guys. That's all about buy pressure, guys. If you want to touch on that a little bit, Grover.
Well, having plasm first is actually a massive good move for everyone, both in plasm and eShare, because in order for it to increase the redemption ratio, which is what you need to be looking at, that's the one where one XL token is worth 1.1, 1.2, 2, 3, however many it is, and that's where your increase in number of plasm happens. All right. In order to do that, it uses the yield from the bonds engine to buy more plasm. All right. Mm-hmm. And to buy more plasm, what does it have to do? First, it has to buy eShare. All right. As soon as you buy eShare, what happens to the price of plasm? The price of plasm goes up. All right. The next thing it then has to do is it has to use those eShare to buy the plasm. Right. What happens when you buy plasm? The price of plasm goes up. So you've got a double buy pressure hit there, just to increase the number of tokens you get in return. So not is it only pushing the price, not only is it making that so that you're getting more plasma in return, it's also pushing the price of plasma up. It's like as AJ says with the buy and burn, it's like a big whale buying plasma tokens for you, right? It's sitting there constantly in the background every 10 minutes. Again, this is a 10 minutes trigger. Much like the buy and burn, you can actually manually trigger it and get a little reward. So every 10 minutes, it's buying more plasma. It's buying more plasma, constantly just dripping in more plasma in behind the scenes and causing constant buy pressure.
Right.
Now,
yeah, and that's huge.
Now, then when you add eShare on top of that, eShare is then doing the same thing, right? It's constantly buying eShare. So you've got two LSAS products that are pumping up each other's price, right? So they're both pumping up the price of each other and are going to be a massive influence on on how fast the price increases of both eShare and Plasm, and also it will help maintain a floor price because of all the buy pressure that it provides. It means that it can absorb more sell pressure before you notice the drop in price.
Right. Right.
Second level tier benefit of LSAS is while they're in the XL contract, they're out of circulating supply. So it's effectively reducing circulating supply while they're being held in the XL contract.
Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense.
So I mean, like less supply, more demand means that's there. Therefore, again, it helps make the buy pressure more efficient, more able to make more effect.
Okay. And maybe Burn Dog says, so this AMA is so choppy that I'm often confused. Please put out a video explaining all this without the cutting in and out. If you have 100K in there,
I wish I could do that. It's time that you need to be blaming Elon on this. He needs to shove more satellites up there.
Yeah. If you have 100K in there, I'm a 5% position. Would love to know more. So maybe you could do something with some kind of little sheet in the group, Grover, saying if this is what I'm going to get if I have 1,000 LSteak tokens on launch, you know what they're going to get. You know, I don't know what to do about that, but.
Well, it's a case, but it's not a case of that you can say that.
Right. It's tough to say.
It's I mean like you could say, yeah, well, bonds are generating 100% yield, you'll be getting X. But it's much more nuanced than that, because the yield isn't split directly into the backing of LSteak. It's split in ways where some's going to the direct backing of the LSteak, and another portion's going into the XL token, which is the multiplier. So that's not a direct, yes, it's going to give you X amount of APR. And I don't want to state that simply because that's then I don't want to say something that then someone can come back and say, oh, you told me this and it was wrong.
Right.
What I can say is the yield that you will get from bonds will be similar to what is going at the same at that time of the yield that you will be getting with LSteak, particularly if you have staked it into XL stake. It will be similar or better than what you're getting in bonds.
Okay. Similar or better than what you're getting in bonds.
Yeah.
And right now we're getting like whatever the number is right now, that changes.
I think it was 100% at the moment. So I mean, like that's nothing. That's not an amount to be sneezed at. But it's I simply because I don't believe that's you're going to be getting X amounts is good for any project. It also it's something that's encourages degens, and degens really aren't the type of people that are going to stay with LSteak. They're going to come in and they're not going to get the excitement. They're going to go, well, why hasn't my money gone up by 2 times already? And they're going to leave. And
Right.
of course, it's not that type of project, right? As I said, the best that I can give you is the yield that you will get is similar or better than what the current rate of bonds is.
Okay. I mean, that's a fair answer to me. Current or similar, guys. So you guys know what the Bernard bonds are paying. It's right on the site. I think it's at like 9
on the site. We will actually have that on the site. It will be showing the current rate of bonds yield on the site. Now, I'm making sure that is well known. It is not the yield that LSteak is getting, simply because that's oh mate, if I had tried to calculate that, it's not exactly an easy calculation to do. But then you're able to see what the current yield from the bonds are, and that's what's being used to increase the value of LSteak. Right.
Exactly. Okay. We should go maybe just check out the dashboard real quick here.
Dashboard a little, yeah.
Okay, so what are we looking at here?
First of all, I would like to say this is the not the final version. We are in the process of polishing all this up. There are wordings that need to be changed. There's just all that little bit of polishing to do. But this is a little bit of a nice alpha for you guys to see the look of the site, how things are going to be going, what you're going to be seeing. And as you can see, you come in and nice easy area where you can buy, mint your LSteak. Nice easy area where you can stake your stake into LSteak. It gives you the market price of LSteak, right? That's the value that you will be selling at if you exit. But the real value that you want to be looking at is the backing per token, the BPT, right? These values are just examples only. They aren't they aren't what they actually are. They are just placeholder values. But the real value that you want to keep an eye on, because it's the hard backing behind the token, right? It's the hard backing behind the token. That's how much each token is physically worth, right? The market price will vary within a couple of percentages above or below that value. And we allow that because that enables arbitrage, and it also enables the internal systems to be able to take advantage of that arbitrage options to increase the foundations and help strengthen the system. And unlike most projects which view arbitrage as a bad thing, arbitrage here is designed so that it is a good thing. Right? And it is designed so it benefits the arbitrage person, right? The arbitrage investor. When an investor enters, unlike going through a DEX where you're buying at market price and you'll incur slippage, you'll probably go over the
Uh-oh, we lost him again.
I'm back.
Yep.
When you enter via the D app, so right on this page here, when you enter, we've got a smart routing system. So what it does is, if the market price is lower than the current BPT, it first buys it off the market, so you're getting extra tokens, and then mints the remainder. So you're not incurring bad slippage. You're only getting the good portion of the slippage that you want. Right? That's that portion where you're getting extra tokens. It keeps, and the portion of your purchase where you would normally on a DEX get less tokens, right? It's then minting, so you always end up with either mint price or better when you enter enter via the D app. Yeah. Okay. On the opposite side, if market price is at a premium, right? So if it's higher, so let's say that BPT is $1 and the market price is $1.05, right? It's still mints, so it's giving you the dollar price, not the $1.05 price. So you can then go and sell if you so desire to those for profit, right? It is arbitrage friendly. It is designed so that investors can take advantage of the markets, the differences in market price, and end up winning. Right? This also helps benefit the ecosystem. It helps make sure that the market price will maintain a close parity to the BPT.
Okay, and then the hedge reserve that'll be a live number 2, and the real yield.
That'll be a live number of how much the hedge portion is, how much the hedge portion is, and that real yield. There are some wording that I am going to be changing on that. That is the where the bond. That is where it will be saying bonds yield, and it will have in that grey area an explanation that that's the yield used for the system, the real yield for the system. That is, as I said, that will be the current rate of bond yield, as we can't guarantee any a set percentage, right? Simply because it's not a simple XY equation, and we don't want to have a value there that's misleading. So we can give the real yield that we are earning to be able to provide the benefits to the ecosystem.
Right. I see it's APY. Can it be APR so it matches the bonds so there's no confusion?
Yes. As I said, this is just the pre-polished version.
Okay.
We will be changing wording. We will be changing so forth. We will be and so on. It will be standardized. So and that type of thing. That's to enable. There's also wording in there that I don't particularly like, and a variety of things like that. That I will be changing. But as a whole, this is the look and feel that everything will be doing. There's no major changes to what's going to be happening with it. It's just a bit of polishing.
Right. And then so this is where you buy. Is there another thing to?
That is one of the things that I have mentioned that was missing, that it is going to be added. There will be a sell one there that will go via the Uniswap, similar to what's on Plasm.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, one question: what do you get if you were in the pre-sale that other people don't when they come in later? Well, they get a rebate, and then they get. I'll let you explain that.
They get a rebate, and they're also the only ones that actually provide liquidity for the system. So they're still getting the exposure to LSteak, but they're also getting the fees from the they're getting fees from the volume, right? If you just enter in after pre-sale, you're only getting the exposure to LSteak and XLSteak. Pre-sale investors are getting a rebate, so they're getting a little bit extra, right? They're getting exposure, and they're also getting fees from the volume.
Yeah. I think it was 2.5% or whatever in actual LSteak tokens at launch or something, right?
That's right. That's right. They also get 20% of their investments directly as LSteak on launch, and the remainder is used as the liquidity, which they can then redeem after 3 months at a rate of 50% of the increase in POL.
Right.
During that period, because their liquidity is represented as a token, right? They will get a token which represents their share. They are able to over the counter sell their ownership if they so desire. we will be having at the 3-month markets the ability to be able to have a marketplace where you can list your share of the liquidity for other people to purchase. So you can, if you so desire, exit your position quicker than the redemption system enables, and also set your own price.
Right. Exactly. Okay. That's is there anything under bonds or anything that we need to be looking at?
The other ones that aren't taking you anywhere at the moment. The
Okay.
home and dash, the two ones. The bonds will be taking you out and showing you the bonds information about the bonds, like where they are, and all of the D bank information documents. Obviously, well, they're the documents, and so on. As I said,
will it show how many bonds are working for us?
I'm not 100% sure there. I believe we can.
Okay. That'd just be nice to know, like, you know.
There should be no reason why it can't. I don't, or have it displayed somewhere. I'll have to have a chat with the dev to see what we can do there.
Right. I mean, it's not a huge thing. It'd just be, it'd be nice to have, like on FortuneFi it says how many bonds that are, you know, earning USDC or whatever. It's just kind of nice to have.
Yeah.
You know, but okay. Anything else we need to touch on, Grover?
Not, I don't think so, but there is one thing that I do want to hint at when we've got enough liquidity. LSAS is a very powerful system, and it is going to enable us to not just have tokens such as Plasm or eShare. It also enables us to have other tokens that could be major tokens. So that's just a little bit of an alpha of where we're planning on heading once we get large enough.
Okay. So a little bit of alpha. It wouldn't be like something like this, little gold coin.
It may be something like that. It could also be something that's a lot more stable.
Okay. All right. Well, that's enough of that. We don't want to give away everything. Yes. So, okay. What else? I think, guys, please join the Telegram group if you have questions. We try to do our best here, and we're doing it once a week. And we're not going to stop after launch either, guys. We're going to stay, you know. I think it's important, and I know Grover feels the same. It's important for people to be, you know, doxed, and it's important for people to talk to the founder and ask questions, even the hard ones, guys. You know, come and try FUD. I'm used to that. People try all the time. So, but yeah.
I'm available. I'm available as often as I possibly can be. Obviously, I have to sleep. So feel free to join the Telegram group. Make sure that it is the official Telegram group. Where obviously we're getting enough people interested for people to start to copycat. So please make sure you're using the official link to join the Telegram group. I don't want you to get scammed or anything like that. If you do find a group that is not the official one, please report it so that we can keep everyone safe.
Exactly. Protect your wallet keys, guys. We'll never DM you ever. Join the right groups. Don't be hitting stupid links. We don't need people losing money foolishly. So with that said, guys, thank you for listening. Like I said, join the Telegram group. Link is the second one down in the description. That is the correct link. There is only one. Then you know you're in the right group. Come ask questions. Come get involved, and we'll have an update. End of next week. Could be towards in the weekend, because I'm on vacation all next week because I'm turning 50, and I'm going down to Arizona and get some sun because I'm sick of the snow. So we'll have another AMA next week. And we will just go from there. Hopefully Saturday or Sunday or something. We'll figure it out. I'll announce it. You guys will see it in the channel and whoever else and in the Telegram group. But we'll figure something out. And we're just waiting for launch, guys. Things are, you know, it's at the auditors. They're progressing.
At the auditors, we're polishing the as you can see, we're polishing the UI. As soon as it's given the okay by audits, the audits will be made available on the documents, so that the audits will be public and viewable. No hiding findings or anything like that. They will be made public and viewable. And once audit's done, we will be heading straight into launch.
Excellent, awesome. All right, guys. Thank you for joining. Taking your time out of your night and spending with us. And please join the Telegram group. Ask the hard questions. Grover will answer them. And we're just waiting for launch. Everything is on key for hopefully the second week of March. No guarantees, but that's what it's looking like. And we will go from there. So with that said, I hope everybody has a great rest of their Wednesday evening. And we'll see you in the next one.
See you guys.